Today's big idea is bigger than the ginormous world of Minecraft. The world of Minecraft is approximately 1.5 billion square miles. That's about 8 times larger than the Earth. But like I said, today's big idea is bigger than that, because today's big idea is Jesus was like us. Well, I don't want to say I'm lost, but I definitely have no clue where I am. Hold on a second. I think someone's here. I'll call you back. Kids Club? Is that you? Oh, it's me, T-Mac. Hey! I didn't think I would run into anyone I knew out here. I was on my way to a friend's house to play video games, and I ended up in a video game. I love video games and Game Boys and boy bands and Band-Aids. Let's just say I have a lot of interest. But you know what I've been really interested in these days? Imagining what Jesus was interested in. Like Jesus, Son of God Jesus. We learn in the Bible that Jesus is our rescuer and that he performed miracles. But we also learn that Jesus was a human like us. So that means that Jesus had things that he liked and disliked. I'm sure Jesus had a favorite game growing up. I have a feeling Jesus was great at hide and seek. Jesus probably had a favorite meal that his mom cooked. Oh, or a favorite animal. My guess, a sheep. Maybe Jesus didn't like chores. But then again, he loved serving others, so maybe he liked chores as well. It's cool to think that Jesus was like us. It helps us understand that we are special because we share a connection with God. But the more that I think about him being like us, the more I think about him being different from us as well. For instance, Jesus is powerful. I'm not talking about lifting a lot of weights and never skipping leg day powerful. I mean miracles beyond our understanding powerful. Actually, I think this video will explain it a lot better.
Okay, so if you know nothing about Jesus being powerful, here's a few things that might be helpful. Jesus is really powerful, like really super duper powerful. Powerful enough that he could speak to a raging thunderstorm and make it quiet just by talking to it. Powerful enough to turn water into wine. Powerful enough to take a few fish and a couple loaves of bread and feed 5,000 people with it. Powerful enough to heal sick people, like a blind man and a man who hadn't walked in more than 30 years. But even more powerful, Jesus took the punishment for all of our wrong choices so that we don't have to. He did it by dying on a cross. And the most powerful thing he ever did was that he didn't stay dead. He beat death. And that is a little bit about Jesus' power.
I think it might be time to admit I'm lost, because I know my friend doesn't live in a gingerbread house. But if I could live anywhere, it would be a house made of candy. Do you think Jesus liked candy? Did Jesus get cavities? Did Jesus put a tooth under his pillow when they fell out? Did Jesus sleep on his side or his back? Did Jesus use a back scratcher? I need someone to help me process my thoughts. Oh, let me FaceTime my friend Theological. I'm sure he can help.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, Theo, my man.
Ah, T-Mac. Hello there. Or should I call you by your full name, Tyrannosaurus Thesaurus Macalagi Pinky Poo?
Oh, no one knows my real name.
What brings you to the realm of videographic communication?
I'm here. Well, I'm not sure where here is, but I was talking to my friends from Kids Club about Jesus and how he was like us. But I was confused because Jesus is like us, but Jesus is God's son, and he's perfect and powerful, and well, we aren't perfect, but we're still like him because he liked and disliked things just like we do, and he did normal human stuff too. And now, I don't know what it means when we say Jesus is like us.
Oh, this is a gargantuan idea, Mr. Pinky Pooh. I have an exemplary piece of context in video form that I am sending to you now. Now, give that a watch. I think you'll find it adequately informative in your search for clarification.
Thanks, Theo.
God's story. Jesus was like us. So part of God's story is about his son named Jesus. It goes like this. Even though Jesus is God, he's also like us too. You might have already heard some stories about Jesus. Some stories are really famous, like how Jesus was born at Christmas, or how he died on a cross and then came back to life on Easter. You also might have heard that Jesus taught big crowds or made sick people feel better and healed them. He did do all those things, but that's not all there is to know about Jesus. He also did a lot of normal stuff, like help his mom with chores, play with his brothers and sisters, maybe even snored. The Bible never actually says Jesus snored, but it does say he was like us. Anyway, one normal thing we know Jesus liked for sure was being with his friends. Kids, do you like to hang out with friends? You probably have friends who like to play different things. Maybe some of your friends like to play video games. Some go swimming or to the playground. Some like to chase around fake aliens with lasers. The really fun thing about friends is being together, no matter what you're playing. Well, Jesus spent a lot of time with friends. He would go over to their houses a lot just to hang out and usually eat some food. They sometimes went fishing or rode on a boat. Jesus had 12 best friends. They were called his disciples. A disciple is anyone who follows Jesus. We can be disciples too if we follow him. And the really cool thing is, Jesus wants to be friends with us and everybody. And we know that because he was always making new friends. He even made friends with people nobody else liked because Jesus likes everyone. If Jesus wasn't with his friends, he might have been doing a normal thing like resting. This one day, Jesus was so tired that he took a nap on a boat and he didn't even wake up when a huge storm came. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night because you heard thunder and lightning? Well, imagine how scary it would be if your whole bed was jumping up and down too. Not you jumping up and down on your bed, the bed jumping up and down on the floor. That's what it felt like for Jesus in that boat. But he was so tired, he was sleeping right through. Jesus knew God was with him, so he could sleep even during a storm. And he knew it's important to rest when you're tired. Sometimes Jesus rested by going somewhere by himself so he could talk to God. One place he really liked going was into a garden. Picture sitting under a big tree in the shade or climbing your favorite tree. We don't know if Jesus liked climbing trees, but we do know that Jesus liked to be alone to pray and that sometimes he prayed outside. You also might not have known that Jesus loved going to parties. Think about the parties you've been to. Birthday parties, Christmas parties. You're not the only one there, right? Usually lots of people go because parties are a way for us to celebrate something really cool with people we care about. Jesus loved doing that too. Once, Jesus went to a wedding with his family and friends, but right in the middle of the reception, the wine ran out. There was only water left. Jesus saved the day by turning that water into wine. It was his first miracle. A miracle is when something amazing happens that only God can do. When Jesus did this miracle, the people at the party were able to keep right on having a good time. Jesus played with his friends, rested, and celebrated many times in the Bible. We just don't talk about those things as often because they're regular activities that regular people like you and me do all the time. But even though Jesus was the Son of God and able to heal sick people and tell amazing stories to huge crowds, he was also a lot like us. And that's part of the story of Jesus. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Jesus was born on Christmas. He taught thousands of people. He healed the sick. Jesus also knew it was important to be with his friends, rest when he was tired, and celebrate when something exciting happened. So he did, just like us. And that's a part of God's story.
least I made it to my friend's neighborhood. I made a wrong turn on Hansel and Gretel Avenue, but we're now back on track. Speaking of being back on track, I think I understand how Jesus is like us, thanks to Theo's video. Jesus performed miracles like healing people, making a blind man see, and raising the dead. He can do all of those things because Jesus is God. But when Jesus lived on earth, he was also a human who ate when he was hungry, slept when he was tired, and enjoyed being around his friends. Those are all things that we see as normal. But it's pretty amazing to think that Jesus did normal things too. Let's play a quick game of yes, no, I don't know. I'll ask a question about Jesus, and you answer by saying yes or no, or I don't know, if you think Jesus did or didn't do the thing that I'm asking the question about. Okay? Let's go. Did Jesus sleep? Did Jesus have friends? Did Jesus hurt people's feelings on purpose? Did Jesus get haircuts? I don't know. Actually, I don't know that one. I would imagine he did, or his hair would be all the way to his feet. Let's keep going. Did Jesus sin? Did Jesus enjoy having fun? Did Jesus lie to others? Did Jesus tell stories? Good job. These questions make you think a little bit, don't they? Some of the answers we don't know, but most of them we can find in the Bible. The Bible is filled with stories about God's people, and the Bible is the Word of God. Just looking at the size of a Bible can be overwhelming, but trust me, it's filled with stories that are worth hearing. So, here's a quick video on how to read the Bible.
It's easy to read your favorite comic book, right? It's easy to read a hilarious bedtime book, right? But this doesn't look easy, does it? The Bible isn't the kind of book that you start at the beginning and go all the way to the end without stopping. That would take a very long time. The Bible is actually lots of books all smushed together. Some of the books are stories, and other books are long lists of people. Some books are all about the promises God made, and then there are even more books of stories, like the story of Jesus when he was a baby, and the story of when Jesus died to take away our sin. When you put them all together, these books tell God's story, and it's all right here. So take your time and read one part at a time. It's even better when you read it with someone else and talk about what you learned. That's how you read the Bible.
Looks like I made it to my destination. Thanks for talking with me. You are great travel buddies. Before I head inside, let's do a recap. Jesus is God, so he is extremely powerful. He can do anything powerful. Jesus is also human, like us. He likes food, sleeping, and hanging out with friends. We might not know everything that Jesus liked or disliked, but we do know Jesus did human things because the Bible tells us so.